3 Mansfield independent councillors have made the switch to Reform UK. They say they're doing it with the support of their constituents, but opposition parties believe by-elections should now take place. We'll be speaking to our political editor, Peter Saul, in a moment about the future of local independence. But first, James Lewis has this report from Mansfield.
Lee Anderson became the first MP for Reform UK earlier this year after defecting and then being elected in Ashfield. And now he's using his Nottinghamshire links to bring on board the first local councillors here in Mansfield, all 3 of which were elected as independents in 2023, but now they're making the switch.
Do you feel that, obviously because you were voted in as an independent in 2023, that you may feel like a by-election might be necessary?
If the rules and regulations said that, I would certainly do that, but I don't think they do. But if a by-election's needed, I'll do one. Yeah, no problem. I have spoke to lots of residents, and I don't just mean half a dozen, I've spoke to, well over 100, and they were in full support for me.
These guys won't be up for election until 2027, not next year.
Yeah, more so what?
Well, in terms of the fact that obviously they've stood from 2023 to now.
I bet you they don't get one single email from constituents asking them to call a by-election. By-elections cost about 10 grand, there's 30 grand. I don't think this council can afford that. They need to crack on with doing the day job.
I think it's disingenuous, quite frankly, to the voters that voted them in as independents. It's one thing to be within a party and then resign for whatever reason and become an independent. It's quite another when people think that they've voted for an independent because they potentially don't want party politics and all that sort of thing.
So it's fair to say then that you think there should be a by-election?
Absolutely. I mean, if they had any sort of scruples about them, they would immediately sort of resign, and if they were really confident in themselves, they would put themselves up for a by-election.
They have really got elected under false pretences, but I don't really want to burden the public with continuous elections. They must be getting really fed up with it. But the basic principle of it is really they should stand again on that change ticket.
Reform will view these defections as another feather in their cap, and it will have opposition parties looking over their shoulders, with Nottinghamshire in their sights.
This is a really, really good patch for us. We're going to stand everywhere in the 70 seats in the county elections next year. We're going to have a great mayoral candidate, likewise here in East Midlands. And yeah, we're going to surprise people.
James Lewis, BBC East Midlands Today, Mansfield.